personal in Philly today. They took this one a final of 10-2. I mean, from the beginning, even before the game started, you had Bryce Harper showing up in the Coach Prime, it's personal shirt. All the comments
so did Castellanos.
That happened,
he had a Dion thing on as well.
I mean, the drama was starting before the first pitch even happened. And I think we are getting one of the best rivalries right now in the game of baseball.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is becoming quickly one of the best rivalries. I mean, I think until really recently, you ask anybody, best rivalry in baseball, it's Red Sox and Yankees, the Red Sox and Yankees. And I get that. And historically, right, I would say that's the answer. But one, right now, both teams stink.
Yeah.
Neither in the playoffs for the first time long time.
First time since 1995.
Thank you. Yeah. Was barely alive. I was like 3. So that's been a while. Yeah. So I can't say right now that the Yankees and Red Sox are the best rivalry in baseball. I can't. Historically, sure. Right now, I'll say the Braves and the Phillies, they're the best rivalry in baseball.
Yeah.
The talent, the stars, the fan bases, the now drama that we're getting every single night. We were getting it last year, right? Let's go back to last season. Reese Hoskins, the bat spike going nuts, the talking back and forth then. And now what we're getting, and we saw it today, and we actually saw it the other night at the end of the game in Atlanta.
That last night?
That
started
double
last
play.
Night?
No, that was the double play that ended the game in Atlanta. Was the Bryce Harper play.
Yeah.
Michael Harris to Austin Riley doubled off Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Orlando Arcia after the game didn't know he was publicly saying this, but it became public when he said, basically,
attaboy.
Yeah, attaboy Harper,
Attaboy
and he was like laughing about it. He said, attaboy Harper, and he cackled emphatically is what they said. And so that's why these guys show up with their shirts, and it's personal, and they made it personal. And Bryce Harper today, who's one of the best players in baseball, MVP winner, NL champion last year, he took it personal. He had 2 home runs, and Alex, one of the coolest photos in baseball history happened today with Harper rounding the bases, touching second, looking straight into the eyes of Orlando Arcia and just letting him know, I heard you.
And you know what?
I got you.
He did it twice.
He did do it
Both
twice.
of his home runs tonight, every time he stepped on that base and passed Arcia, he looked him directly in the eye, and he was asked about it in one of his post-game interviews. And they're like, did you look at him? Did you do that on purpose? He's like, you bet I did.
Yeah,
yes,
bet I did. And guess who also got asked about it post-game? Orlando Arcia.
Yeah.
And this is, Bryce Harper said, I stared right at him. Said it's a super competitive game. One, I don't think anybody needs any ammo to get up for a division rivalry playoff matchup. But what it does do is it makes it personal.
Yep.
And you heard it from them. And then Bryce Harper comes out, and it just gives him ammo that he didn't really need. But what I found interesting, Alex, was Orlando Arcia's comments about this, because he did make that.
Yeah.
And he did say that. And for a couple days now, or for at least a full day, we've heard Braves fans out there saying, well, he didn't actually say that. This is being blown up by the media. That's not what would happen. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is a non-story. Well, Arcia, after the game, said nobody was supposed to hear that.
Yeah.
That was supposed to stay in the locker room.
Yeah.
So now you got the locker room. Everybody. I saw Travis d'Arnaud having to answer to this. Everybody's saying, like, well, it wasn't supposed to get out. The media heard it, and then it got out, and blah, blah.
Duh. There's so much media in the playoffs. What do you expect? Everything you say is going to be picked up. It's
by
going
somebody.
To be blown out of proportion, and it's going to be used as bulletin board material. And that's what happened. And we love it. We appreciate this. And then we get moments like this tonight, and it was beautiful.
So what ultimately ended up happening, you mentioned Bryce Harper hits 2 homers. Nick Castellanos hits 2 homers.
Yep.
The Phillies ended up absolutely throttling the Atlanta Braves at home, their first home game of this series. And now they can wrap this series up and send the Braves home, another #1 seed, the 100+ win, the best team in baseball, Atlanta Braves. They're on the brink of defeat again. This is exactly what happened last year. The playbook is identical, it feels. And Alex, when the home team, when the higher seed loses game 3 after a tie series on the road, they only have a 22% chance of going on to win that series. So the Braves now, best team in baseball, backs against the wall, 22% chance to win this series. And from there, it's a crapshoot. If you can win game 4, great, a 50-50 chance. If you can go back, again, 50-50. In fact, it is a little interesting. If the higher seed does get back home to a game 5, slightly under a 50% chance still, 48% chance that you win that game back at home. So the Braves are backs against the wall now. We talked about it a lot the other day.
Yeah.
I am worried about the Atlanta Braves, is what I said.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, God, I'm real worried about the Atlanta Braves.
Okay, so we know all the numbers. We hear all the stats, right? Gut feeling here, because we saw the Phillies crowd, and we know how much of an advantage it is for the Phillies playing at home. Do the Phillies wrap this up tomorrow? It's our only divisional series left, the only game we have tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific. Are the Phillies wrapping it up, or are the Braves taking it to a game 5?
Alex, gut feeling?
Yeah.
I said I think the Atlanta Braves win this series, but it's going to go 5 games. I think it's over.
Yeah.
I think the Phillies win it tomorrow.
I do.
Everything that's transpired here, the Braves don't look great. Now you got the locker room dealing with unneeded and unwanted drama. And you got the offense underperforming. You have the Phillies on a high. You have the Phillies motivated. You have the Phillies home crowd in this right now. I think the Phillies are going to win tomorrow. I really do.
I do. I also do as well.
Dominant victory today. 10-2 over the Atlanta Braves.